Today, I'll be talking about the struggle of overfishing. What is overfishing? Overfishing occurs when more fish are caught than the population can replace through natural reproduction. Gathering as many fish as possible may seem like a profitable practice, but overfishing has serious consequences. The result not only affects the balance of life in the ocean, but also the social and economic well-being of the coastal communities who depend on fish for their way of life. For the statistics of overfishing, catches of Pacific herring have decreased by 71% since the 1960s, with the Atlantic herring catches falling to 63%. The most common fish in the Atlantic, the cod catch, has fallen by 69% in the same time. Total harvesting of the wild fish from the world's oceans stands at approximately 90 million tons, a number which has been level since the 1990s. 29% of fish are overfished, and 61% of fish are listed as fished at maximum capacity. As our population increases, we are faced with a growing demand for food production, and this results in an increase of all need for fish and aquatic life. Fishing is the only industry in the world without any restrictions, and open access to fishing allows fisheries to overfish. Unfortunately, with this ever-increasing supply, the habitat and population of fish have diminished drastically. Unusual changes in the composition of species have also led to shifting in ecosystems where other equilibrium energies flow in compass with species composition. Many marine creatures have constant threat from the invention of technological developments. Many suggest that the fishing crisis was caused by overfishing and can be controlled using subsidized funding. By using effective funds, subsidizes can be helpful to stimulate fishing practices which can overcome fishing crises. Although the funds used to control the economies of many countries would have everlasting footprint on the stock and their capital. Multiple developing countries depend on the success of their fishing markets, as there are many sources of funds putting a chokehold on many sources of profit, which would hinder their development. Whether fresh or marine waters, fish require untainted food, suitable habitats, and adequate oxygen survival. Any element, whether chemical or natural, that upsets this balance is considered water pollution and simply a pollutant. Water pollution is a wide-ranging and dependent on the region of world the fish live in, but there are some that are common to many parts of the world. From fertilizers to chemicals and to simply plastic bags can harm habitats of fish species. In order to overcome the overfishing crisis, the first thing required is the reduction of number of fishing fleets, since the reduction of fishing capacity can be achieved by the relocation of vessels in other countries. Even though there are a great consideration over the matter of reducing the fishing capacity in highly populous countries, most developing countries do not intend to reduce or change the fishing patterns on account to increasing social pressures. The protection of the ecosystem must be considered by improving the policies for aquatic ecosystems protection and pricing products. Improving the ecosystem protection, pricing, and products, the cost of natural resources can be saved. In this respect, raising both public and political awareness is also significant, which possesses the concept of ecosystem-based management, like integrated coastal zones. The natural resource management, which referred to the management of land, water, and other natural resources, can be used as a tool to promote sustainable use of aquatic ecosystems. With a greater understanding about the importance of fishing in the economic and social effects, it is concluded that fish are most vital source of nourishment. Widespread overfishing has caused the world to face numerous problems, and in regard to conflicting environmental effects have significant economic consequences. Since the poorest nations of the world are most likely to depend on fish for their food source, the international organization must consider over such resolutions, which not only provides ultimate solutions to environmental problems, but also decreases the possibility of disorienting economic conditions of the nation.